Hello. I'm sorry about that. My microphone, I have a blue snowball microphone, and it's been acting up really badly recently. I finally got it to work just before streaming, and then it just finally cut off again. It's annoying. Actually, can I even... Yes, I can. Usually use the hook shot there, but you can actually walk across that little gap there. Yeah, and I think my voice must... It sounds worse than it usually does on stream, because usually I have this nice $50 microphone that I use, but recently my computer just hasn't been recognizing it at all. So I'm going to have to figure out how to troubleshoot it after this. Oh, there's one more heart piece up here that I can get. No, it's not a silent stream. Nope, come on. There it is. See, that's the thing. I've tried updating the drivers, audio drivers. I've updated the, I've updated everything. My device manager just isn't even recognizing the fact that I have this microphone plugged in. It's really annoying. Alright, now that I have that... I think I'm gonna go ahead and do Misery Mine now. Yeah, I definitely prefer this game to, I prefer this game to A Link Between Worlds, which I know isn't saying much, considering I have a whole video on why I don't like A Link Between Worlds, but... that being said, I would not call this the best Zelda 2D or otherwise. Oop. My opinion on Skyward Sword, I really, really like the first 2/3 of Skyward Sword. Last third of it kind of drags a bit, but even that isn't really enough to, for me to dislike it. I'd say Skyward Sword is just barely outside of my top 5. If it were just the first 2/3 of Skyward Sword, I would... Oh, well, there's a death. If it were just the first 2/3 of Skyward Sword, it would easily be in my top 5, but, the Song of the Hero exists, so I can't exactly put it in my top 5. I really do need to, replay the Oracle games. I've played them exactly once. I played them once in high school, and then I just haven't touched... I tried playing them a second time, I just haven't gotten around to it. From what I remember, though, I remember thinking they were okay. They have a lot of really cool gimmicks, and they just... The problem is that none of those gimmicks feel like they've been fleshed out nearly enough. I think it's generally considered a pretty hot take. Like, I don't hate the flooded Farron sequence at all. I really don't hate the stealth sequence at all. I just think that they're just kind of unnecessary. And I would have preferred if they just focused on making, you know, the Fire Sanctuary a lot better. Oh, well. I'm just gonna... I love Link's Awakening. Yeah, Link's Awakening's great. In fact, I would say I much prefer Link's Awakening to this game. Oop. Well, that is kind of what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not playing them all at once, but, I mean, I've already played through Zelda 1 and 2 on stream, and I'm, you know, doing Link to the Past right now. I was planning on sorta doing that, because, you know, I'm doing all this record footage, to make videos on every Zelda. You know, next up is A Link to the Past, but, I wanted to, do up until Ocarina of Time, and then after that I was probably going to take a break from making positive videos and make a video about Breath of the Wild. I mean, I think Skyward Sword probably has my favorite Zelda. Maybe not. I'd have to think about that, actually. But... I always forget the layout of this dungeon. This is definitely the most confusing dungeon in the game. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is definitely a better game than Tears of the Kingdom. Hands down. Like, it's not even close. That doesn't mean I like Breath of the Wild, though. I still think Breath of the Wild is not good. But, that's, you know... I think that's a completely... Well, maybe not. I think modern Zelda in general isn't good. Yeah, I've already been into this room, so I could actually just save a key by heading this way. Oh yeah, no, I am planning on doing that. Slice of bread. The plan is to do up until Ocarina of Time, then Breath of the Wild, and then go back to the good Zeldas until I get to Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, and I'm out of magic. You know, I do think... I was actually talking about this with Skitty Bitty over Discord. I did tell them that I think... I wonder what Breath of the Wild would have looked like if they didn't insist on making it a Zelda game. if they just tried to... If they didn't focus on trying to remind people that it's supposed to be a Zelda game, and instead just, you know, made it its own thing. And they did say... They responded with something, you know, interesting in that they think that the fact that it's going out of its way to not be Zelda is kind of the point. Which, to an extent, I agree, but I still kind of would like to see Nintendo's... I would like to see a world where Breath of the Wild wasn't even... If they didn't even pretend to have, you know, Breath of the Wild be a Zelda game. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Breath of the Wild. Well... See, does this work in this version, or only the... Oh, I don't have the fire rod. Never mind. Yes, Skitty Betty loves Breath of the Wild, but, you know, they've told me that, you know... We've discussed this quite a bit in the past, but, they like the themes of Breath of the Wild, but fully understand that, gameplay-wise, it's not good. And I can understand liking the themes behind it, even if I think the writing is a little not great, and, you know, still kind of wish that it just wasn't a part of the Zelda series at all. The thing is, I've said this before. I said it in my Link Between Worlds video that I didn't hate Breath of the Wild when it first released and I first played it. I think for a first-time playthrough, it's alright. But it is not... It just isn't a replacement for a normal Zelda. Yeah, Yunobo is not great. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't particularly care for any character in Breath of the Wild. I think they all just kind of feel not great. It kind of feels like, to me, that they were trying to do a similar thing to the N64 games. Where, you know, each area has their own character that they focus on. Or each, yeah. And then, but the problem is, you know, with Ocarina of Time, and to a lesser extent Majora's Mask, each of those characters that they focus on being, you know, the sages, and then the characters you get masks of, all actually have some sort of recurring theme behind them. And I just don't think that applies to Breath of the Wild's champions. Yes, you're right. I do think that Breath of the Wild becomes less fun the more you play it. After you play it for about 10 hours, it becomes very obvious just how little she actually matters. Or I don't know why I said she. I think I was reading your comment about Mifos and Bread. How little the freedom you have actually matters. Oh. It's like, you're allowed to do whatever you want, go wherever you want, but none of that really matters at all, you know? I could do all these things, so what? Right, it's... No, it's... See, this is... I always get turned around in this dungeon and only this dungeon. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know, like I said, it feels kind of like the writers were using a trope that was common in the series, you know, but without really understanding why it was used in the series. Like in Ocarina of Time, the characters all actually represent something, right? Oh, this was a waste of a key. I do not remember that room. Huh. Right, you need this bad boy. So the reason why I did Misery Mire before Ice Palace, is because those are the two dungeons you need to complete in order to unlock the Big Bomb, which lets you get the, Silver Arrows and Golden Sword. And it just so happens that Ice Palace is really tedious, and is made significantly easier, if you have the Cane of Samaria. The only problem is, the enemies in this dungeon do significantly more damage, and that's because the item out of the Ice Palace is the, Blue Mail. So it's a kind of a similar thing to Zelda 1, where there are actual, you know, benefits and drawbacks to doing each dungeon out of order. Thank you, Adrian. I think this is the boss, right? Yes. I don't know, I think the secondary villains throughout the series have been kind of inconsistent. I really like Girahim. I'm not a fan of Zant. I'm not a fan of Yuga. And then Aghanim is just kind of there. Yeah, I'd be fine with more original villains. One villain I really like, one-off villain that I really like, I mean, is, I really loved Bellum. See, my problem with Zant is that he doesn't really have much of a presence. Like, he's there, and then, like, I don't know, the entire first half of Twilight Princess consists of just undoing the stuff he's already done. And he just doesn't really do much. The entire time, he's just kind of sitting there while you do it. I don't know. I'll go into this whenever I make a video about Twilight Princess, because, spoiler alert, I'm not a big fan of Twilight Princess. But, I mean, one of the reasons why is I don't really like the story, and I think Zant is a big part of that. You know, I'm not really picky over where each Zelda game takes place. I would be fine if it appeared in a new, if it had a new location, because I guess we haven't really had a strictly new location in the series since... I mean, maybe... I mean, I guess Spirit Tracks? Maybe Skyward Sword? Yeah, you're right. Twilight Princess did feel a bit more edgy, but the problem is that it didn't really have any substance behind that edge. Because, like, frankly, I think Wind Waker had a more mature story than Twilight Princess did, despite being the quote-unquote cartoony game. Well, that's a shame. I love Ocarina of Time. I think it's just the best Zelda. Why I don't like Twilight Princess's story? It's mostly because, there's really not much weight to anything that's going on. The main villain basically does nothing. He kind of sits there, he turns Hyrule into Twilight, but everyone is just acting the exact same they normally do. People, they don't even really recognize the fact that they've been turned into spirits, so they're just... It really doesn't matter at all. Let's see. Better story between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I think Ocarina of Time... I love Majora's Mask's story, but I think Ocarina of Time's story is so good just because of the whole allusion to Peter Pan thing. Okay. See, the only Mega Man games I've played the first 3 classic games and the first 4 X games. I really liked Mega Man X, though I wouldn't say that I'm, a massive Mega Man fan. I don't really intend on ever going to any of the later Mega Man games at all. Like, I didn't even finish 3. Oh, yeah. That is, yeah, there are a ton of illusions, and it's pretty, I think it's pretty obvious the intention behind it, considering both games are about the concept of childhood versus adulthood. Yeah, I forgot Jet Force Gemini is now on Switch. I played a little bit of the multiplayer mode of that game. I never really played the single player at all. I'm always getting turned around in this dungeon. Yep, you need a... Okay. You don't technically need, hookshot, to beat this dungeon, but it does make it slightly easier. But I want to get the golden sword first, because I like having the golden sword. I mean, Ancient Cistern from Skyward Sword, that's basically what, going through, going in between life and death is basically the gimmick of that game, of that dungeon. Right. Hello? Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll go into this, I'll go into, the themes of Majora's Mask in a bit more detail once I finally get around to making a video about it, but, I think the way that Majora's Mask handles, dealing with the concept of death is very much a expansion on the themes of Ocarina of Time. In that, while in Ocarina of Time, Link has to go through the what's it called? He has to grapple with various different aspects of growing up throughout Ocarina of Time. Yeah, everyone loves this. There we go. But the one that he doesn't go through is death. Death itself. I don't have the big key. Where do I get the big key in this dungeon again? No, this is where that dang... I made the same mistake. I hate this dungeon. There is that, what was it called? There's the, fan ROM hack of Ocarina of Time. Released, I don't know, about a year ago. It was, I forget what it was called, but it was, basically, like a roguelike Ocarina of Time. And, I think the story of that, it might actually be a spoiler, but it does go into some, Link is dead territory. Well, okay. Alright, I'm gonna use one of the potions. I don't feel like having to redo that again. I never understood the idea that the timeline was somehow this confusing mess. I think it's perfectly, you know, understandable. What key am I missing? No, I went here again. Shoot. Oh, come on. I'm missing a small key somewhere, and I don't remember where. See, the thing is, I don't think that official timeline that you're thinking of, the one that they released alongside Hyrule Historia, that was never a... I'm pretty sure that was always the plan. I mean, you could find it just about anywhere on the website, or anywhere online. But, the timeline has always had, it has always been an official thing. It's just they never really, like, specifically put it in one place until about 2011. Like, they have confirmed when each game has taken place, you know, within about a year after it released. They confirmed the split timeline as early as 2002, for instance, with Wind Waker. Alright, which one am I missing? If I were to make a Zelda game, I mean, it would probably take more inspiration from, you know, A Link to the Past than anything else. A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. Or maybe the first thing I'd do would be remake Phantom Hourglass, because I love Phantom Hourglass, and I think there are a lot of things that, you know, there are still a lot of things I would change about Phantom Hourglass, even though I love it. No, you could read in interviews that they've always had a set timeline. I remember reading a Minish Cap interview, or an interview that was made for Minish Cap around that the time of its release, where they were like, yeah, no, we have an official timeline here. We keep, like, a special file with the timeline on it. And timeline has always been very important to us. And yes, here, Minish Cap is, right now, as of right now, the earliest game in the timeline. I mean, I don't really have a theoretical timeline. I don't really know. Like, I haven't really thought of what I would want out of a story in Zelda. I more so think about what I'd like the game to be like. Oh. This dungeon frustrates me. Yeah, that's, once again, I don't really know what I would want them to do in, you know, a story. See, I don't have a key. I'm missing a key, and I don't remember where to get it. No, now I do. I remember there's actually a chest here for killing this guy. Alright, I just wasted like 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I will probably, you know, rank all the games in one video at some point. Okay, maybe not. Where is the... See, I don't have the big key. There it is. I don't know, Link's relationship with Zelda has almost never been that enticing to me. You know, I'm perfectly fine in the games where it's in, and I think it's, you know, great in Skyward Sword and whatnot, but at the same time, I don't really play Zelda for Link's romance. Like, I like the story of the series, and I think it's cool and all, but I'm mostly here for the way the game is designed. I really like, you know, the complexity of how the game works, like in A Link to the Past. Even though I'm not a huge fan of its dungeons, case in point, this one is aggravating. Got a lot of slowdown here. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, I like the story in Skyward Sword as well. Not as much as I like the story in the N64 games or Wind Waker, but it's a nice story. Actually, there is one thing that I would really like to see in the story of a Zelda. I would really like to see more instances of the different iterations of Link meeting each other. Because right now, we really only have, like, the one, and it's only kind of implied and not even really strictly canon. Was it? Yeah, I think it was this one. No, it's not. It's the other one. Yeah, I would love... I always envisioned a game that took place after Spirit Tracks. That was... Yeah, a game that took place after Spirit Tracks, where there would be a new Link, and he met up with a Link from Spirit Tracks, and then you got to find Old Man Wind Waker Link, and I thought that would have been a really neat way to expand upon the world of New Hyrule. Like, you know, New Hyrule 20 years after Spirit Tracks. Hey, Bryden. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd call this one of the best ones. Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the better ones. I just tend to prefer Zelda 1 and Link's Awakening to it. And maybe, yeah, also Phantom Hourglass, but that one's a hot take, I know. You know, not like I'm afraid of having hot takes. Oh, okay. No, not a Link Between Worlds, because unlike A Link Between Worlds, reusing New Hyrule in Spirit Tracks would actually have a point. Why did I go back this way? I feel like I made a mistake here. And I have no magic! Yay! I don't feel like reusing... I'll have big trouble. Oh! Okay, OBS said it disconnected for a second. Not sure what that was about. Yes, everything working out on stream? Let me actually, I might actually double check real quick on my phone. I mean, it seems to be working fine for me. Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, OBS, like, disconnected and then reconnected for some reason. I just ran out of magic. See, I don't trust them to remake Ocarina of Time. They've done the remaster already, and that was great. But as far as full-on remakes go, I don't even trust them with the series in general anymore, much less a remake of the greatest game of all time. Just remaster the remaster. Yep. Or, better yet, just, like, don't even bother. I think Ocarina of Time is perfectly fine as it is. I mean, there are a few things that I would change about Ocarina of Time, kind of, but at the same time, the game's already basically perfectly fine. I'm spending way too much time in this dungeon. They really needed to playtest this room, like, for a few more hours. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To some extent, I think there are games that deserve remakes, but at the same time, you know, generally speaking, I would prefer if companies didn't remake games and just, you know, made new games. But at the same time, I haven't liked a new Zelda since 2011. So for me, I feel like I would prefer if they just remade the old games, especially since there are older Zeldas that I think really do need the remake. I think the Oracle games really, I mean, I would love Oracle remakes because that would be, you know, I think the Oracles in general suffer from a lot of issues that could easily be solved in a remake. Alright, finally at the boss of the dungeon. You know, a Simon's Quest remake seems pretty interesting. I've never played the original one, but I've heard it's very clunky. Actually, let's... I'm sure there is. There's been a lot of fan-made Castlevania stuff recently. Like, I saw there was like a Metroidvania adaptation of Castlevania 1, which was kind of cool. Yeah, I have access to Simon's Quest. In fact, I have the NES Classic, and I actually just physically own Simon's Quest. But I've never actually played it. By the way, Jalsi, I have the Discord server now. Not to just overly promote things, but a lot of people have been asking for one recently, so... What version of Zelda is the hottest? I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't... Okay, yes, we all know about A Link Between Worlds and her buffs in Smash Bros. You don't remember that? The version of Zelda in Smash Ultimate is the Link Between Worlds Zelda. There was a joke that went around a bit. Oh, never mind. Brayden, excuse me, Zelda is like 117 years old in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Fun fact, despite the fact that the game says you need the silver arrows to beat Ganon, you actually don't. Yeah, nice save there. I mean, I think I said earlier in the stream, I think my favorite version of Zelda is Skyward Sword Zelda. I think. I think this is one of the better dungeons in the game. Which isn't saying much. I've already said I don't particularly care for the dungeons in Link to the Past, but this is one of the good ones. Yeah, Swamp Palace is good. This is one of the really good ones. I think Turtle Rock's okay. I dislike Ice Palace, Misery Mire. Well, Misery Mire isn't really that bad, but I especially dislike what's it called? Tower of Hera. I think Tower of Hera is just awful. No, I don't. Desert Palace is kind of boring, you're right. See, it's short, but at the same time, it's mainly just... I don't like Moldorm. I think Moldorm is one of the worst bosses in the entire series. Wait, did I actually get that key? I can't remember if I just went down there and... Because if so, why don't I have a key? Why don't I have a key, Bart? Why don't I have a key? Okay, I guess I did grab the thing there. Oh well. See, on this attempt, I killed Moldorm on my second try, but... I don't know, I think it's unfair to not include, a boss fight in your criticism. Because that is an integral part of the dungeon. So glad I got those $20. Like, it's like I said in my, Link Between Worlds video about, the Forbidden Woods from Wind Waker, where, Caelid Deimos is very much an expansion on the mechanics of that dungeon. Or this one, for instance, where the, Argus, is the name of the boss in this dungeon. He very much utilizes the, hook shot. In fact, I think he's one of the few, bosses in this game that actively requires the item. Yeah, I like Turtle Rock. I think I prefer the Link's Awakening variant of it, though. I guess you were saying how much you don't like it, though. I misread that. Do some dungeons not have bosses? I can't think of any off the top of my head that don't. Which one of these is it? It's this one. I mean, I guess Skykeep doesn't have a boss, but by that logic, you could say, you know, Ganon's Tower doesn't. Well, this version of Ganon's Tower does, but you know, Ganon's Tower from Wind Waker doesn't. I am missing a key. Which key am I missing? I'm always missing one key. Is it this one? Was this a key? Yes, okay. Never mind. Like, I feel like final dungeons, you know, even if they don't strictly have the boss inside of them, you could make the argument that, you know, the final boss is supposed to be the boss of that dungeon. Hyrule Castle 1, meaning your first visit to Hyrule Castle in this game? I mean, I define Hyrule Castle as one dungeon, even if you have to visit it multiple times. Same with Forsaken Fortress and Wind Waker. Yeah, I think I figured that out by now, lady. Let's see, I'm missing 2 heart pieces, I think. I'm missing 2 heart pieces. Obviously the blue cane, which is on Death Mountain. And then Fire Rod and, you know, just dungeon items after that. So I said I was gonna 100% this, but I don't want to... I really just don't want to grind rupees to max out my bomb and arrow count, so I'm going to pretend that is not 100%. Yeah, I know one of the heart pieces in Turtle Rock. I think both of them are, actually. Or rather, both of them are on Dark Death Mountain. Nope. Yep, don't take my shield, please. I mean... You mean, Symphony of the Goddesses? I'm not entirely sure, actually. I don't know where you could possibly get that, digitally. I mean, if you can find a, recording of it, on YouTube, you could just, download the YouTube video as an MP3. Yeah, Wallmasters have always been kind of annoying, but I don't know, they've never been that big of a deal to me. I don't have the big key. I can't get this yet. No, I don't. I always found that to be kind of annoying in this game, how you need the big key in order to, open the big chest. Especially since I can never remember where it is in this dungeon. Actually, no, I can. It's right here. Isn't it? Nah. I think it was this way. It's this way. I feel like this dungeon's kind of overhated. I think it's kind of neat. I can't believe it. I forgot to get half magic. Dang. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they don't like this dungeon. Which, I mean, to be fair, you know, there are things that, you know, if you're unprepared for, kind of suck. Obviously, people hate, wall masters. The fact that, you know, so much of the dungeon is, you know, segmented, rubs people the wrong way. Hello? Can you hit? Can you hit it? Hit Mothula. Hit Mothula. Hit Mothula. Why aren't you hitting Mothula? Great Cataclysm. What happened to the Great Calamity? Alright, just one dungeon to go. Yeah, I can't believe I almost forgot about getting Half Magic. Now, before I do this... Alright, so this was... Okay, this is... Spike Cave with a... This had the Cane of Burna in it. I think there's a heart piece somewhere else on Dark Death Mountain, but I can never remember where it is. I think it's Spiral Cave, as the kids call it. Okay, none of this is magic. Let's see, was it this one? I think so? No, it was not this one. Maybe I'm just completely forgetting which heart pieces I've gotten already. Maybe I'll have to look it up. Which one was the way back up again? No, okay, I don't think it was any of these. Jeez, which one am I missing, then? No, I remember which one I'm missing. Okay, no. I've got it figured out. It was none of those. It's the floating island one. Did the old man here restore magic? No, he just restores your health. That's fine. Yep, that's the one. Can't believe I forgot about that one. I literally walked right past it. Okay. Fine. But only because I don't feel like going back up here. Well, I guess I'm not doing it. $50. $50. $50. And let me guess. $50? $50. Welcome back. Totally didn't just do that for footage and forgot what the actual path of that was. Right, it's the next exit. Ah, shoot. Okay. The one time Chain Chomps ever appear in this game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really love this dungeon, but I like it. I don't think it's really that bad. It's nowhere near as confusing as, you know, Ice Palace or even Misery Mire, for that matter. Yeah. Magic will definitely bite you in this dungeon. Makes me really wish that I didn't, waste all of my blue potions. Because I really used them in places that I didn't need to. But I think I can manage without them. I think, you know, with half magic I should be fine. Was this the one I went in before? I can't remember. No. Okay, good. It wasn't this one, was it? Yes, it is this one. Alright, last heart piece. 5 least favorite dungeons. Honestly, Misery Mire might be one of them. Not Misery Mire, sorry, Tower of Hera. I think the Tears of the Kingdom dungeons are just kind of low-hanging fruit for that question, so I'm not gonna say those, though I do think they are bad. In terms of, like, classic dungeons, I definitely... City in the Sky is up there as one of my least favorites. I cannot stand City in the Sky. I think it is an extraordinarily tedious dungeon. Let's see, what else? I don't like... I don't like Tower of the Gods either. Or really Wind Temple either. I think Wind Waker in general has some of the weaker dungeons in the series. Let's see, where was the thing on this? It's down that way. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other dungeons that I just outright dislike. Yes, the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom were absolutely worse than the ones in Breath of the Wild. One green rupee. You know, something I always really liked about this, whenever you hold out your sword like this, you still, hold out your shield to the side, and you can actually use that to your advantage to navigate this room. Yeah, I mean, I like the dungeon item in City in the Sky. I think, you know, dual claw shots is really neat in concept. It's just, I find the dungeon itself to be really boring to navigate. And especially towards the end, where eventually you just get, you know, a ton of moments where it's just... I don't know. You know, you just have to wait for a slow-moving fan to wrap around so you can have another chance at making the next claw shot target. Yeah, I'll agree that, does that respawn? I hope it does. I'll agree that, Jabu Jabu's Belly is definitely the weakest dungeon in Ocarina of Time, but I don't think that's... I don't think that's saying a whole lot. Because I think Ocarina of Time's dungeons in general are all really good. I don't know. Alright, the one use of the Ice Rod in the entire game is here. And also is the reason why I don't like the Ice Rod. I don't know why I used... Come on. Alright, well... Alright. Hard part done. Or at least the part that requires magic is done, so I'm good. I'm golden. Yes, Jabu Jabu's belly is definitely worse than the water temple. At least, I don't know. The Iron Boots do make the water temple less fun, I guess, but I never really had that much of an issue with them. I really like the water temple. I actually think it's one of the better dungeons in the game. Like, second or third favorite, maybe. Oh yeah, Water Temple from Tears of the Kingdom is awful. Like, actually insultingly bad. I mean, most of the dungeons in that game are. I think the only one that I think I even kinda had fun with was the Lightning Temple. Oh, actually, no. I take it back. There is another dungeon that I absolutely don't like, and that's this dungeon. I really don't like Ganon's Tower in this game. I think it is really long and really boring. Like, why is this dungeon so long? I get it's the final dungeon, but it just goes on for way too long. It's like 3 times as long as it needs to be. Like, the bottom floor, like, the bottom half of the dungeon alone is just, is already... Yeah, the bottom half of the dungeon alone is already, like, about the length that a final dungeon should be. Everything after that is just... God. Actually, can I even... I'm actually gonna do the other side first. Oh yeah, it's linear. It's very linear. It's not a particularly confusing dungeon, it's just... it's tedious. If anything, I would prefer if it weren't linear. I would prefer if it was, like, interesting at all. But no, it's just... you're basically just going through and killing the exact same enemies you've been killing the entire game, with, like, slightly annoying room layouts, and that's really the only thing that, you know, is going on at all in the last dungeon. Okay. See if I can remember this. I didn't. I missed one of them, I think. No. Okay, I don't know how to do that well. I know you can, like, you know, do a bomb jump there. Shoot. Dang it, I did it again. There we go. You can. Gotta love the silver arrows. I probably forgot a key that I'm supposed to have, which is why I'm hesitant to go ahead and go for that final climb. I mean, that's another way of doing it. Alright, I forget how many small keys you need for the final tower. I really hope it's not more than one, because I remember it's at least one. You know, I feel like I tend to, you know, I tend to follow speedrunning quite a bit, so I feel like I would know that, but I've never heard of that. The speedrunning thing, I mean. Yeah, I always thought the ether method was intended. But it makes sense for this game to have multiple intended methods for something, because this game loves doing that. One of my favorite aspects of it, really. Oop. Ah, shoot. I do know that that's the intended way of getting to that, at least. Yeah, and that's also how you're able to get the golden sword and silver arrows before before you get Swamp Palace. Because at the beginning of Misery Mire, there's a block that you're normally supposed to hookshot across, but instead you could just use the Pegasus boots bounce trick instead. Okay, well, messed that one up. There we go. And I did something really uncool immediately after. I always thought it was weird the way they redesigned Wizzrobes in this game, because those are supposed to be Wizzrobes, right? I don't remember ever reading anything to suggest that they're not Wizrobes, at least. Like, in the first game, they were very clearly wizards. The second game, they were also clearly wizards, but they accidentally looked like they were KKK. Oh, come on. In this game, they're, like, cow skeletons? Or cow skulls? Magic cow skulls? Okay. Why do I keep messing up this room? I don't get it. And, okay. It's because I'm prioritizing the upper ones, I think. Yeah, that's it. Their official name is Purple Wizrobe. Okay, then. Jesus. Alright, is this finally it? Yes, this is it. Okay. Ganon's Tower done. Alright. Now to kill you the proper way. Thought that might have been lightning. Alright, Aga 2 done. I'm gonna go ahead and refill my potions first. I do struggle to maintain magic in this fight. Okay. Let's go a little higher. I hit you before you could start talking. I do love this final boss. This is probably... it might be a top 3 final boss in the series. And yes, I am going to go for that glitch. No! Okay, well... Luckily, I did not waste any magic doing that, so... Might be Majora and Demise. I mean, this is almost certainly my favorite Ganon boss fight at the very least. See, I also do like, I like the final boss, you know, gauntlet of Phantom Hourglass, but that's just because I like Phantom Hourglass in general. Alright, got it. Got the glitch. So, if you didn't already know, if you light that first torch before the second one goes out, that second one will just never go out. You know, Four Swords Adventures is the only canon Zelda that I've never finished. I just haven't gotten around to it. Alright, second try Ganon. That's not bad for me. Welcome, Flimbo. There's A Link to the Past. Yeah, it's definitely not my favorite Zelda, but it's still one of the better ones. Yeah, I guess I should get back to work on making the script for the video for this. Flute Boy plays again. Um, I mean, I prefer the Deku Butler's son. It seems like a weird comparison to make. I mean, I guess they're both, like, tree people, maybe? The Master Sword sleeps again. Forever. Until A Link Between Worlds. I do love this ending theme. It's not one of my favorite end credits themes, but it is really good. Also, fancy 3D graphics on a Super Nintendo game. A relatively early one, no less. Oop. SNES Classic went to sleep. I hadn't pressed a button in long enough. So yeah, join the Discord, I guess. Only have a few people on it so far, but I'll announce new streams there, new videos, etc. You know, if you just wanted to talk to me through text at all, or anyone else who enjoys my content. Uh, Link should be in the description. I had 3 deaths in... Oh, Dark Palace. Okay. I've played 19 games. Yeah, thank you, Foxy. Yeah, joined a little late there, but yeah, I had fun with this go through. I'll have to do a randomizer of this sometime too, because like I think this is probably one of the better Zeldas to randomize. It's one of those games where you can't actually go back to the menu without resetting, I don't think. Oh well. Yeah, so thanks for watching. That'll be all for tonight. Hopefully I can figure out how to get my mic to not mess up anymore. Because this has been what I've been using to record my videos, or the voiceovers for my videos. So if I have to get a new one, that is going to be annoying. Oh yeah, an official Zelda randomizer would be awesome. Because it's not unheard of for a developer to make their own randomizer. I know Axiom Verge has a randomizer built into it. So yeah, randomizers are cool. Anyway, uh, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you later.